welcome to Behind the Brand. We're here at Kitchen Door Catering. At Stream Financial, we lent a hand to Patty in order to help put her move together and get the financing for her expansion into her new location. So we're going to go in and check it out.
I think you're like number 2 or 3. It's not that many.
This is Patty Howard from Kitchen Door Catering. This is her new location. She's finally moved.
Yeah, we're finally moved. We're not moved in and open, but we are moved.
We're moved.
Yeah.
You're making food here now.
We are making food, which is a great thing because the team was making food overnight on a back shift in a temporary kitchen. So we're very happy to be here and be operational.
And lots of new space and people can move
it's kind of
around
cool.
now. Yeah.
Let me take you on a tour of this amazing space.
Excellent.
Which I've got to be frank, Keith was like the mastermind behind this whole deal and how this all happened. So
I put you further in debt.
Oh yeah, you did put me further in debt, but that's okay. We're managing that, right? But it's interesting to walk the space because we've been looking at blueprints and plans for like over a year now. So to actually physically be in the space is pretty awesome. Like it's kind of surreal when you think about it.
Very much so. It is for me anyway.
It still is for me, and we've been in here for a while. So.
I just noticed a bunch of numbers.
Yeah. I call him, is this right? Is this working? So this is going to be the retail eventually. So we're going to have our fresh and frozen entrees and food like we had at Blue Water, but we're up in the game. We're doing a lot of new things with this, which is really great. So we're going to have that, meals to go. Then we're going to have our lunch line here. So you can come in and get sandwiches, paninis. We're going to have pizza and quiche and salads. So you can make your way through the line, a hot special every day. And then we're also going to have fresh juices and smoothies and just a lot of yummy, yummy things. And so you can come in and then we're going to have some seating tables, some soft seating. You can come up and have a coffee and a pastry and have, a little meet with your friends. You can come over and check it out. Anyway, come on in. So obviously retail. The cool thing about the new build is the studio, which we're going to go that way in a minute, but this is not set up yet fully, but this is our studio, which we are like super excited about. It's not, the table configuration isn't set up, but it's going to be 4 islands plus our chef demo area here. So we're going to be able to run all of our cooking classes out of here. Special events, demo and dine, our corporate team building events will be in here. So it's great that we have a dedicated space because before we get all these calls, people want to do this during the day. And in our old space, they had to do it in our production kitchen and we couldn't stop production. So this opens up a lot more opportunities for us to, just have cool events and have people in.
But you already had lots of inquiries.
We turned a lot of inquiries down, and we have a lot of inquiries. So our class schedule is up, our public schedule on the website, and it launches April 1st. So sign up. We started chatting 2014, 2015?
Yeah, I think so.
Because we've been with you now 3 years? 4? Coming on 4?
Start of 16.
16. Okay.
Yeah.
And at that point, I had already started looking at spaces.
Right.
Because I was sort of hitting capacity. I wasn't at capacity, but we were hitting capacity.
And we looked at buying your own building, renovating it.
I was sending him real estate listings. What about this one? He's like, no.
And different rental locations,
Yeah.
different leasehold improvements, and this one materialized, which worked out to be the
best and the winner.
So
that's one thing I love about Stream. This is a Stream plug here, and I love it specifically about Keith, but. He's a modeler, so he can take all the insanity of me, which is visionary, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, and this is what we're going to do, and he can take that, and he can literally build this financial model that says, yeah, your crazy idea will work, or, oh no, that's not going to work, you're going to be bankrupt, right? So it's really great to have somebody on your team that can do that, and really explain the numbers in a way that makes sense, and kind of, make sure the vision happens.
But your culinary class business, which was a very small part of your overall business, had lots of demand which you couldn't fulfill.
Yeah.
And ultimately, this shows to be a huge part of your business going forward, which helped us sell it to lenders.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? No, as a piece of everything else.
Everything else.
Well, but we could prove that there's demand, and this is a part of your business that'll grow, and you can't grow in your current location.
Exactly.
And you need to move. They should lend you the money.
Isn't that nice when that all works out?
Yeah.
So stream financial that's a play on words, the cold stream of water that you pour into those dreams.
Yeah, with chunks of ice in it. It's really cold.
Well, this one we didn't pour cold water in this one.
No, this one worked. We had to maneuver and make it happen. But no, this partnership has really, we're really excited. This is going to be a great space for us. Everybody that's come through has been like suppliers who've lived with us through the last 2 or 3 years who have been like, whoa. I mean, this is
I'd be safe to say there's no other place like this in Halifax, or probably
I would say Atlantic Canada.
Atlantic Canada.
I mean, there's some culinary schools and things, but the combination of what we've built and how we've done it, I would say there's really nothing like that here.
Retail, cooking, events,
Food manufacturing, like all that.
Yeah.
That's what we do, and we do best. So.
and refrigeration.
We're really excited about the fridges.
Which we'll see shortly.
This is my other hutch.
That's nice.
I like antique-y, rustic-y things, and
as does my wife.
as does Keith's wife. Anyway, so this is going to be our pantry. We're going to fill it up with spices and all sorts of fun stuff, and have it here showcased in the studio.
But very much on brand.
Very much on brand. If it was pink, it would be even more on brand, but it is very much on brand.
Very kitchen doorish.
Very kitchen doorish, that's right. So we're coming across to one of my favorite rooms, which happens to be beside my office. But this is going to be our dining room, for lack of a better word, boardroom, our meeting room. And when you come to one of our classes, you obviously eat what you prepare. So you're going to walk across that little hallway, and you're going to be able to come in here and have a delicious dish that you've created and photograph it and have a little sample of wine and do all of that. So super excited. Great view, especially on days like today where it's bright and sunny. Some days when it's foggy, you're up here and it's just like you're living in the clouds. So we have a lot of plans for this, but we still have a few little things that need to happen.
Like a table.
Like a table.
And chairs.
We'll come back down there that way. We'll go this way. We'll come around. Should we go? Where do we go? We'll go this way. Here. We'll go back across the studio. So this is the production kitchen. This is where the crew's gonna live. Chloe. So this was our existing hood system that came over from our old location, and this is our new hood. And then we have the room for a third hood down the road when we need to do that. And this is sort of pastry and then production, hotline. So it's a lot of space, a lot of, hands off. So we had to go, we're natural gas here. We were propane in the old building. And so we're excited about that. And yeah, I mean, there's so much space. Hello. The staff said we need segways. Would you like some space like this?
I don't think an office would fit in here. So. But yes, another money saving to make this happen was take all your equipment from the old location.
Yeah. So
and
all of
add to
that
it.
came over.
Yes. And it fits in perfectly.
It fits in perfectly, doesn't it?
It was designed by a professional kitchen designer for layout and for efficiency. And
yeah, like one of the things in the old kitchen is that the dish pit was sort of central, so things came in the back door dirty, things you had to come in through the kitchen with dirty. So now the way it works is we have one dirty hall that comes into the pit and then everything comes out clean. So dirty dishes and never come through the kitchen. Yeah, so the packaging, and we've got lots of cold production happening here. Those are our existing walk-in fridges that came over from the old space. This is a cool thing. This coffee machine, it's massive. And it's the first time we've had a coffee machine this big. So I've never seen a coffee filter this big, have you? So when we do coffee, because some days we have coffee for like 3,000 people, this is going to be a game changer for us. So we're really excited. This came from overseas from our coffee supplier. We haven't done a tutorial on it yet, but we have a little one for up front that's going to brew normal pots, and then this is going to be our catering.
We'll have to borrow it for tax season.
logistics, chef, retail. So we have 4 units in each office. Hi, we're recording. Hi. Are they heads up? Oh yeah, they like it warm.
Yeah, we're a little sauna in here. It's so toasty. I'm so happy.
Robin is so happy because she was frozen in the last place.
Later.
Bye.
Hi, the chief runner.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, you're on film.
Hi.
It's nice though because I'm back here with all the crew, so I can hunt everyone down pretty easily. It's like a mile away to get to Patty, but that's okay.
All right, back to work.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
We talked about the dirty hall. So staff entrance is here, which will also be a low, but here's the long hall that goes directly to the staff room, shower room, bathroom, and dish pit. So this will be a game changer for us because this was crucial for us.
This is the thing you prize the most.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, the walk-in, it was the first thing installed. It's such a game changer for efficiency, and the team makes their job so much better. Like, they can see everything. It's easier to inventory. Like, it's so.
And you can prep stuff now.
Yeah, we can prep stuff in
stuff.
advance because we actually have room and lots of room to grow. So then we have our existing walk-in fridge at the end, which is our finished fridge now. So we have a fridge that's just for event food, rather than mixing it all together. Like we
Right
had
through the
before.
door when she goes out. Yep.
Out she goes.
Yeah.
They don't have to see it ever again. And then you go right down. Well, there will be some doors here, double doors, and on the other ones, they're just not installed yet. So, we're only, 5 days, and they've moved most of the equipment in, and most of the warehouse in. Yeah,
So this is
warehouse.
you had more warehouse space, but probably just not condensed.
We did have more warehouse space, and that was my biggest thing. As I said, I don't know if this is enough warehouse. But the other thing in the old space is that within our warehouse, we had like platters and clean dish storage and stuff. Now that is all moved closer to the dish pit, closer to the areas where the staff works, so they don't have to go as far. And this is just backups, full cases of things. So all the broken out things that they use on a daily basis are in the main kitchen, which we never had the space for before. So
Right.
yeah, works really well. We had a single dishwasher before. This is a conveyor belt dishwasher. Isn't it awesome, Jordan?
It's awesome.
It is awesome, right, Michael? Works great. Like yeah. Staff room, lunch room. They get a great view too. We'll get a fridge in here eventually, and they can have a proper break space. They didn't have that before. I built them a shower room. They wanted a shower room.
Cool.
So this is exciting, pre-event or post-event, or if they want to go out from here and they want to clean off the fresh smell of garlic and onions, they can get in the shower. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Right. But come back around to the studio,
Back to where we started.
boardroom, back where we started, and then head up to my office. See, so far away, they did it on purpose. I have to say, working with contractors, we worked with BD Stevens on this. They were awesome. There's any build has hiccups and some waiting things, but they've really managed everything. Mark Stevens, who's been our project manager. I mean, he's in my cell phone. There's been a lot of calls to Mark, and he's on it. They were really great to work with. So that side of it, from a building perspective and inspections, it's been really, really great. So just once we got occupancy and once we were allowed to move in, gangbusters. We're going. Yeah.
So how much time would you say you spent in the whole process of deciding to going through the motions of signing the deal, getting the funding,
The sleepless
moving,
nights.
sleepless nights. Because I think a lot of people see, I moved from this location to my brand new location and it's all shiny and new, but no one really realizes the torture that
That's
you go
involved.
through, right, to get from point A to point B. And I would probably say there's points where you've spent 100% of your time
Oh yeah, easily.
literally on this and not on the business. you had a team
which I'm very fortunate to
that
have.
would care that kept the business the day-to-day going, but effectively you were all consumed in this
I
for
would say
periods of time.
full time, if you were to take me and like take a 45 or 50 hour week, I'm going to say this would have had to have been at least a full year of my life, if not longer. Because we've been at this 2.5 years, 3 years is the idea, okay, we have to move. And this is, I think I had 3 other sort of solid ideas, started negotiations with other places before we got to this one. So that took a lot of time and energy, and through that process figured out what we wanted, what we didn't want, what we could tolerate, you know, sort of where the financials needed to be. And well, there was I'm going to say a good year. As Ginger said, what are you going to do now? That you don't have to go to build meetings. I said, well, I'm back in it, yeah, which I am, which is great. I mean, we physically didn't have enough space in our offices, so they booted me out a year and a half ago. Last summer,
You worked from home.
I started working from home, which is great. There's a lot of benefits to that. You can get laundry done on your lunch hour, but at the end of the day, you're removed from the team. And so it's really hard. I would come in every day and I'd spend some time, but I'd have to kick somebody off their desk in order for me to work. So just to have the space now to I get up now and I come to work first thing in the morning rather than work from home. And it's just nice. It's nice to kind of be back in it, and got a great team. So lots of ideas, lots of things that are happening. We're really spending a lot of time on menu development and R&D. Like Andrew was on Chit Chat talking about some new things we're doing. Like, it's kind of exciting because I haven't been in it that way in the last 2 years or more.
So as business owner, what would you say was the lowest point of this process?
You know the answer to that.
Oh, I'm asking you.
Definitely the financial side of things, right?
Where basically you committed.
Yeah, I had already committed and I needed to make the numbers work, which was just the way this deal ended up happening, right?
Yeah.
There was kind of no other way it could be done. But yeah, I would say the financial side pieces were definitely, there was a lot of calls to Keith. There was a few tears sometimes, right? I will admit it. But it all worked out, and it worked out really, really well. And I think it makes a lot of sense. But definitely the hunt for money. I'm in an industry that is, would be considered high risk food. Lots of places go under. Lots of places don't make it to the 5-year mark, don't make it to the 10-year mark where we are. And so, there's a level of risk associated with that lenders don't necessarily. I'm not a oil and gas company. I'm not a financial institution.
It's
right?
not the sexiest business.
It's not the sexiest business. Nobody wants your open bag of flour as collateral for your loan, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
But magically, we were able to make it work, which is really Keith was able to make it work, and I just signed my life away on the papers. But yeah, I would say that was the hardest part. But now that it's done, it's so exciting because the sky's the limit on what we can do, right? Like, there's just so we've had to turn away so much business over the last 2.5 years, I would say. And I have a meeting this afternoon with a really big piece for next year that could come our way, which would be so exciting, but we would be able to do so much better in a space like this compared to our last space. It was never meant to be what a commercial kitchen, it was meant for Patty to be in the kitchen with 2 other people making, food. And it quickly evolved into, 25 staff, and oh my gosh, where are we going to put that fruit tray? Because there's no room in the walk-in, so let's turn the reefer truck on and use it as a walk-in today.
So I guess that answers the next question of when was the weight lifted? And I guess it's basically when the lending got approved.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of weight on the shoulders right now, but certainly when everything got solidified and we were able to, say, okay, I've signed on the dotted line. My life is not over. Things are happening. Yeah, I would definitely say that was a big weight. And now, again, I'm back to the optimistic Patty, which is, the vision, where can we go? There's no more cold water being dumped on my head. That's what I'm saying. No more cold water. And just to see the team really energized by it and see the opportunity of where we're going and how much space. And, we said, this is your gift this year. Basically, you get to work out of this awesome kitchen and treat it well and make sure that, that you appreciate it.
The thing that I think probably one of the things I'm probably happiest is probably not the best word for it, but the lender that lent you the money to do the leaseholds for here also saw the growth in your business and gave you additional funding and additional lines of credit and things to help you grow.
Yes.
Probably
Which I've never had before.
Right, exactly. You've run the business on
Shoestring budgets
and a few credit cards.
And a few credit cards.
But the lender that came forward really put a package together
Yeah.
for the size of your business and where you're going to take it once you're in here, which I think helped a lot. Because now you're not in the place and then still worrying about cash flow because you're in the place and now you've got the facility there.
I'm not back to where I was.
Right.
Because a couple of years ago, I was to the point where every day I was living in the bank account. And that's an interesting place to be because you see what's happening all the time, but it's a worrying place to be because you're constantly, okay, what do I got to do? You know, I always used to say money hunt Wednesdays. Okay, we got payroll Friday. Let's find some money. It's Wednesday. You know, those, I did not want to I didn't want to go back to that. I didn't want to be business poor or house poor, as they say, if your mortgage payment is too high. And so this package that the lender was able to do and put together was really awesome. It's really going to help us really.
Well, now you can focus on sales and building.
And building
Nice.
and all that fun stuff.
Chasing.
Yeah, because who likes that in a job? Not me.
Oh, that's every day of my life.
Every day of your life, I know.
So, if there's another business owner that was, into business and was growing, looking to move, was sort of in the same position as you, was sort of at capacity with their business, or even was forecasting they would soon be at a capacity, do you have any piece of advice for them?
Yeah, find a you. I mean, that was the game changer for us because I could spend all the time doing my own little models. Okay, this is where the revenue is going to be, and this is what I anticipate. But until you have the model that says, yeah, okay, that's great, you think your revenue's here, but here's all your expenses that flow through to that, and how many people are you going to need to actualize that class? Like, people have no idea. Like, when we built out the cooking school model, people are like, oh yeah, I don't understand why your classes are $100. If you knew how much money and labor and food and that goes into that model, and he's the one that helped me figure that out. So I say, and I will say this, Keith would be the guy, or Stream Financial, but find anybody that can help you with that. Because I came from, my history is the shoebox full of receipts to the bookkeeper like once a year, here you go, right? Which is a very painful way. You don't know if you've made money or lost money till like many months after you're supposed to. And now we know every month we live in our numbers, we live in our expenses, the team manages by that. We're certainly still have ways to go with that, but you need somebody that can build out the model and really help you see clearly your business on paper.
The biggest thing I see, or have seen, is small business owners, they know their business, and they know the inner workings of their business and all the moving parts. And you've got lenders, but neither talk the same language.
You need a storyteller.
You need a storyteller. And that's what I've said to you many times.
Yeah.
Half of the battle with this, half of this is an art, and half of it is number crunching. Because not only you got to crunch the numbers, and you got to do forecasts, and you got to say, well, based, realistic expectations are going to go from here to here, and yes, you can afford the loan based on all those assumptions, but you need to pitch the story. You need to say, here's my business, here's my strategy, here's where I started, here's where I am, here's where I'm going.
Yep.
Here's the team behind me. They're all competent, strong people that have helped build a business and are in place to grow the business. There's a whole bunch of these things that all have to come together into basically one story to take to someone, to sell them, to basically lend you the money.
Yeah.
Whether you're trying to raise equity, you're trying to go to a bank to get a line of credit, or a loan, or leasing, or whatever, when you start getting up into bigger numbers, you need the story. And there's just a big gap currently.
There's your niche, baby. There is your niche, because that's what you did. And so Keith created a pitch document with help. Like I gave him some of my story, the patty, what do we call it? The patty pizzazz?
The fluff.
The fluff, okay, the fluff. Hey, it's not just fluff. It's not just fluff. But the pizzazz, put together with the forecast, with the history, with everything we've done. And you know, I had some people that came to me that after reading it said it was one of the best pitch documents they've ever read in terms of financial pitch. So, I mean, I think that was key. I mean, I wouldn't be here if we hadn't done that, and if Keith hadn't crafted that, and so I think that's what a lot of people need. And I get it. I was there where you're like, oh, I can't afford to pay for accounting services every month, Keith. Like, I went there, right, from a bookkeeper to a, you know, to hiring a firm that does it. But it is worth every penny, people, because it's just going to change the trajectory, right?
But this path started 2+ years ago.
Yeah.
Because your financial statements had revenue, one number. Well, it doesn't tell the story,
Nope,
right?
it doesn't.
So over the last 2 years, we now have, here's all your different lines of revenue, and here's all your different lines of expenses. And we could actually show that cooking school grew from X to Y,
Yeah.
and that your wholesale business grew from X to Y, and retail grew from X to Y. And there could be parts of your business that are somewhat stagnant.
Yeah.
And part of that story is because you don't have any more capacity.
Yeah.
So actually,
Or figuring out that the margins are so slim in some of those, we're going to not focus on that. We're going to focus on bigger margin, right?
exactly, right? And that frees up capacity to do
Yeah.
more profitable things. Part of that goes into the story. So if you don't have that piece, you can't add it to the story, which is somewhat a big part of the story.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to prove to people that I've got the track record, not just, because you might have a revenue number that's somewhat flat,
Yeah.
right?
Which
But-
I don't, by the way.
No, but
Just saying.
somebody or made modest growth, but once you start drilling into it, you can see, okay, well, this year I scaled back this part of my business because it didn't make any money, and I added to this part of my business because it did make money.
And my net at the end of the year.
Gross,
Gross.
right? And that's part of the story. You need to be able to show that you're actually managing your business for these people to say, okay, I'm willing to give you some money
To give
now.
you some money now, yeah.
So, but that's what I see, and I think that's where this was we set the stage to the point when the pitch document came, or we needed it.
Yes.
Right? But we had the numbers for the last 2 years broken out like that, so we could actually paint the picture.
Yeah.
Hence, it's part art,
Part
part
art. It
art
is.
and part numbers.
But it's also, and I go back to this, you know, when you really need, what has changed in my business is really that model that Keith's been able to build. I mean, there's the other situation that happened years ago that was a really bad deal that I had made, and we were able to transform that because he built this model out that said, you're going to lose your shirt in this if you don't figure this out. And so I really do think that it's key to people. If you are trying to grow a business, you need a financial analyst and a storyteller and somebody that gets what it's like to operate a small business. You need them on your team, and you need them to really grow. Because I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the financial support that I've had. Hi.
Hi. Whenever you're ready, come to the kitchen.
Great. Thanks for being our first guest.
Anytime.
Can you know what?